We are glad to host Dr. Juliet Kimemia, running mate from Kiambu County. Dr. Juliet Kimemia is an academia, a politician, a mother, a wife, and she has a wealth of experience in working with various organizations, including the county government of Kiambu. So karibu sana daktari to the show.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Thank you for inviting me to this great show. I am so happy to be among the top 5. It means the future is bright.
Great.
Yes.
So perhaps you could just tell us more about yourself, your background. I know I've tried to share with the viewers, but kindly.
Okay. Since this is politics, I think I will give a brief background to my political journey. I have since 2010 been involved in the gender sector working group as the country president of an organization called Association of African Women for Research and Development. This is a women rights organization, about 30 years old, that whose membership is largely women in academia. It's among the founder members, Professor Chola Pala,
Wow.
Professor Waziri and Professor Olive Mugenda, the chair of the JSC.
Okay.
She's a one-time president of the Association of African Women for Research and Development. Currently, or until 2 years ago, I was the Kenyan president of that organization.
Wow, congratulations, Daktari. So from the lecture rooms to a politician, how did that happen? What really made you or drove you into politics for that matter?
Okay, having sat in the National Gender Sector Working Group, I first encountered the political agenda when we were pushing for the advisory of the Attorney General regarding the 2/3 gender rule. That is just before the 2012-2013 elections.
General election.
Yeah. Of course, there was the demand for a mechanism to ensure that not more than 2/3 gender, 2/3 of elected, whichever house is of one gender.
Yeah.
So when it was deemed impossible, the National Gender Sector Working Group under the chair of the Minister in charge of gender organized many organizations, and we started being profiled to be able to run. Yes.
Okay.
Because a lot of our meetings, we had recommendations that more women need to offer themselves to run. At one point, after the new government came in, and Her Excellency Anne Waiguru was the minister in charge of gender.
Yeah.
At one point, we went to give a report that had a recommendation that many women should run. And she was like, "Why can't I see many of you running?"
Exactly.
So that
instead
is
of saying
other people should run.
Why not run yourself?
Exactly. Why not run yourself?
Yeah.
So I remember we were with Akina Beth Siengo, Dr. Lilian Gogo. She's now an MP.
Yes, she is.
Eva Obara was there in that meeting, and many of us were like, by the way,
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
And you see, the gender stereotypes had really been broken down by the new constitution, because we saw 47 members of parliament who are women from all the 47 counties.
Yeah.
So even communities that traditionally did not elect women, for
They
the
had
first
an
time elected.
opportunity. Yeah.
So it was no longer that the women who ran people who are not going to school, who are not married, who are not in charge leadership. And, you know, there had been very bad definitions of women who ran.
Yeah.
So to me, that was cured by the 47 women. And being an academia, I also studied them. I studied all of them, especially those who are chairs of committees, Akina Kajuju, Sabina Cheget, or chairs of committees.
Yes.
And I was like, my goodness, I think this constitution has really opened up the space for us. So that is where I got interested in politics. And I started preparing myself.
Wow. And
come 2016, I was clear that I was going to run. Yes. Okay. So I ran for the Senate seat.
Yes. And perhaps you could actually tell us how that experience was like, because as opposed to the women that you're talking about, who were running in a single county or constituency to become county MPs, you were running in a county to become a senator. And I know in that case, most of the people that ran or tend to run for the senatorial position are actually men. Yeah, so how was that experience for you?
First of all, it was like a revolution. You know, I was like...
You really believed in this?
Yeah. Why should all of us women who are interested in politics go and crowd one space?
Yes.
Yet all these other spaces are open to...
Still available.
They're all available to us. So I decided, let me go against the grain.
Yes.
So that at least we have many women. Because I remember I have been in advisory that many women should run for elective posts. Yeah, so that is why I decided.
Okay.
And I decided to run for Senate.
Yes.
Because I believed that I am required more at the county space.
Okay.
Not in a constituency, and not in a ward. Yes.
Okay. Or even to do more oversight for your county and ensure that funds are not embezzled.
Exactly.
Sorry, just a second. That guy is making some noise. Okay. So let me take that opportunity and fix this microphone.
Okay. Oh, it's misbehaving.
Yeah, just a small thing going on here. Sorry. Yeah. Her volume is higher than yours. So I could have more than you.
Okay. You want to fix that as well?
Those are the same.
Okay.
So that when I'm editing, I don't have okay, so this is actually at 30. But the conversation is going very well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. It even looks quite good.
Okay.
Yes, a very
We are talking too much.
Yeah,
and we're very comfortable with each other.
That's what's coming. Okay, so if that guy's noise is over, you can just pick it up from the question that you are going to ask.
Okay, so as you've said, Waziri, you know, you've also served as a minister in the county government. So again, I can see there was like some sort of transition from a politician who was vying for a seat to a minister. How was it working with the county government as an executive?
It was amazing.
Amazing.
And maybe I can give my background, how I got there.
Okay.
I ran on a Kanu ticket.
Uh-huh.
And of course, Kanu was a minority party in a Jubilee stronghold. And therefore, I did not expect to win. But nevertheless, I put up a spirited fight.
Yes.
And towards the end of the, as the elections approached, Jubilee candidate started suffering very serious losses. He started losing ground to the independent. The person who ran on an independent ticket had been, well, according to him, and unfairly, he lost in the nominations, and therefore there was a lot of sympathy. So intelligence report were like, Daktari has 30%. You know,
and you
strong,
really
30% strong.
Yeah, that is encouraging.
Yes, it was very encouraging.
Yes.
So Jubilee called me. They were like, now, Daktari, we need to negotiate with you because we wouldn't want to lose to the independent candidate. This being, of course, the president's
County.
The president's county.
Yeah.
And my party, KANU, is actually the one that really negotiated. Yeah, that of course, KANU. I even think the KANU Jubilee coalition started with me.
It is true. You are actually the first one of that.
The first one of that coalition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we agreed to work together with Jubilee Party so that at least we deliver the required Senate seat.
Okay.
So
actually,
yes, it was negotiated.
Negotiated.
Yeah. So I offered to support Wamatagi and also actually campaign for his party. And I was going to be part of the government that will be formed by the Jubilee, the Jubilee Party in the county. Yes. And fast forward, that's how I landed the job as a CC because I supported them. I also even supported them to get agents that are loyal to the Jubilee gubernatorial team. So if you ask anybody who was an agent, he'll tell you that they were appointed by KANU party.
Yes.
And I was the appointing candidate.
Very
so I worked very hard
to
ensure that the current government of Kiambu gets it as a Jubilee government.
Yeah, and I think you're actually alluding to the fact that it is very important for women to be felt.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't just sit somewhere and wait that people will call you from your own house or from some place to give you a position. It's a matter of getting out there, being on the ballot, and being actively involved in politics. And that is what this show is all about, the Running Mates show. We are actually amplifying the voice of women like you, women at the grassroots and women who have actually done a lot. Like you can see the way you're able to juggle between you're teaching, you're serving as a CC, at times you're playing politics, you're still a mother to 3 adult children, and you're also a wife. You know, how is that possible? And what would you even advise the younger women who are coming up in politics?
It's actually not a walk in the park because the demands for a CC job are just incredible. I served as a CC in charge of infrastructure and transport, public works, and also utilities. It is so involving because, like in transport, in charge of public transport, and in Kiambu, in a very urbanized city, a very urbanized county, every other day there are issues in the public transport sector.
And the population is quite high.
Very, very high.
Yeah.
So you can imagine you're in charge of public transport, you're also in charge of infrastructure. So when roads are bad and people are digging the roads or they are burning tires, when 2 motorcycles are fighting, bodas are fighting with tuk-tuks, they are fighting with Uber,
it's quite involving.
And I think if you ask
the
leadership of the public transport in Kiambu, they will tell you that I worked and
you
worked
did a
smart
job.
Yes,
Wow.
I was there as their problem solver, I was there as their advisor, I was there as their lead. And I am very famous in Thika.
Yes.
Because me and His Excellency Governor Kiambu worked day and night for a week over Christmas. To snatch.
So there was no Christmas for you.
3 acres of postal land to give it to our people to park their vehicles. Wow. There was a lot of resistance, we were beaten with tear gas, but you know the public interest is very important. And as soon as we were able to convert that previously swamp into a bus park that now holds about 500 vehicles, a traffic jam to towards 14 Falls just came to an end. Yes.
Wow.
So I can really attest to and give credit to myself as a transformer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I also became the CC in charge of trade, industrialization, tourism, and cooperatives. And I was involved in creation of the first public-private partnership node of the county.
Okay.
And unfortunately, after I left, it died.
Oh no. Okay.
I was at the tail end of negotiating for a transactional advisor for a multi-billion project at Momuga.
Okay.
That we were looking to set up an agro park where we had listed like 7 different value chains. We were doing beef production from animal feeds to the shelf, you know, animal feeds, animals to shelves, slaughterhouse, packing,
some bacon, some meat,
all those.
All that, yeah.
For beef, for pork, for horticultural products, for fruits, and also beekeeping. We had a big PPP projects that had already been approved by the National Treasury.
Okay.
Through my effort.
Wow.
I was given the task of preparing the terms of reference. I did a 45-page document, but unfortunately, the current governor did not think I was very important because according to him, I wanted to become a governor.
And why not?
And I was a big threat, and now I want to run.
And that is where you should actually.
And that is why I'm in this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are these 5 or so things about Kiambu that are so dear to you? Because you're so transformational, you believe in change. What are these key things that you want to see a difference as far as Kiambu is concerned?
What I would like to see, first of all, having been the Minister of Tourism, is tourism in Kiambu contributing to the GDP the way the national tourism agenda contributes. And I was very sad that no budget at all. For those 3 years I was in the county, there was 0 budget for developing the tourism sector. Yet Kiambu is endowed with beautiful natural resources.
True.
As a county like Radi is endowed with awesome sites, but they are totally...
People don't know about it.
Yes, they're totally undeveloped.
Okay.
You go to 14 Falls, you cannot even get water to drink. Yet it's a sight to behold.
Is it so?
Yes.
Why is that so? You can't get water to drink?
Because there is no infrastructural support for tourism.
Okay.
So unless you carry your water, if there is no shop you'll go, you buy water. You are hungry, you can't walk into an eatery and eat your nyama choma. Yet all the facilities are there. It's just that the attention of the male leadership, let me call it that, is extremely hardware. So you know, tourism is software. So there are big budgets. Big budgets. Like I was the Minister of Infrastructure. I had the biggest budget, 1.2 billion. I was the Minister of Tourism with 0 budget for tourism. Imagine.
That is sad.
And it is because of being led by men. You know, men look at hardware. Infrastructure is what fruits.
That's where the
what
money
matter
is.
to them.
That's where the money is. Yeah.
And you try to bring in to youth group to do roads, and you are told we are not doing poverty reduction. Can I get a list of contractors?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So that is why I really want to. I really want to be that leadership, so that we change our approach to development, and we are more people-centered than physical infrastructure centered. That is what that's one thing. So tourism is the gold that is very near service, but zero-minded. So my agenda, even right now, because I'm a Raya, is looking at the entire county, because I had like done an audit of all wards. We were replicating what we saw in Kericho. And I came up with this one ward, one product agenda. So I have profiled all the wards, and all wards have potential.
How many wards do you have in Kiambu?
60.
60
wards.
That's great.
All wards have a capacity
to produce something.
To produce a tourist
attraction.
Product. An attraction with an attraction, culture, ecotourism. And even a place like Gedorai.
Yes.
It is also a tourist attraction because they are 24-hour economy. There are thousands and millions of people. That is something for people to come from by and see how microeconomics practically are at play,
True.
So that can be packaged as
it can be packaged.
Yes.
But that is why we need you in leadership position in the first place.
Yes. So you had asked me 5 things. I also would like to see our polytechnics, because Kiambu has 33 polytechnics. Equipped with both the hardware and software that will help young people develop skills that are practical, non-academic skills. Like skills in plumbing, catering, repairs of motorbikes, because motorbikes are with us. So I would like to see a revolution in the curriculum, and also getting many of the young people who may not have qualified to go to the university, get those practical skills. And now the polytechnics themselves being small hubs where they can even do innovations, incubation of their business ideas, and actually run the businesses from there. Because most of them sit on big compound, and there has not been a lot of attention to that. So if we want to sustainably support our young people, then those learning institutions need to be the curriculums need to be reviewed, the target groups, and packaging even of learning curriculums needs to be localized, so that border people don't have to go so far to have their motorbikes checked, to buy spares. Within the compounds, then we can get our young people do meaningful business. Then there's also, Kiambu is also rich in agricultural arable land. So there are some wards, like the wards in Limuru and Kiamba, where there is very serious cash crop farming. So there are very many opportunities of people starting to small cottage industries, because there has been a lot of improvement on even how tea and coffee is marketed. So if we get the young people also involved in setting up to micro coffee milling farms and tea blending farms, then they'll be able to enjoy. So that needs to be, I would really push a policy in that direction. So that it's not just the big corporates like Nasasini are the ones who are marketing the coffee. We can create micro hubs that will attract even investors from outside. Then there's also the cooperative movement. When I was the Minister of Cooperatives, there were over 400 cooperatives, and many of them have the potential of becoming SMEs. as opposed to just people putting in their money there and waiting for a
person
kaburoti to buy, and they can become income generating,
Okay.
so that at the end of the year, the members will draw dividends from the investments that the cooperatives have put in place. I can give you an example of a cooperative I helped found for women in housing and hospitality.
Okay.
They are now doing Airbnb.
In Kiambu County?
In Kiambu County.
Okay.
Including now Airbnb in Ushago.
Okay.
And they have websites.
Uh-huh.
So we get Kenyans who are coming home.
How did you achieve all this?
It's by the grace of God.
Yeah, you did so much, and you did actually with the interest of the people at heart. And I think that's what most women leaders do. There's an argument that has been thrown several times that is why women also make very bad leaders. Because they tend to be very honest, very genuine.
And we open opportunities for people.
Yeah,
really.
Which is actually a good thing. And I think we really need to talk to our people and tell them that is not a bad thing. Because I think that one of the reasons why leaders like yourself will find themselves doing that, the people-centered approach, is because women are not very corrupt. So you don't have a lot of money to go dishing to people, and therefore you want to do something. I know this is a bias, but you want to touch on people's lives and see some change, as opposed to give people some handouts and then they can vote for you. But you don't
then you abandon them, then you go and start refunding yourself.
Exactly.
To be honestly, it feels very bad when you see somebody diverting money, and there's a whole list of pending bills. I think the most depressing moment is I served as a minister of roads, is to see an average of 5 to 10 men coming to my office every other day. Waziri, tusaidie ilikuweke, and I'm like, imagine I can't help.
Oh no.
You see a man breaking down because their child has been sent away from school because the county has not paid them.
Yeah.
It was so devastating.
Yeah.
And I told God, help me. I will never ever
want to do
touch
such a thing. Yeah.
what is supposed to be paying people, so that I can build a 5-story building. No. The suffering that people, victims, I call them victims of pending bills, have gone through. That is another thing I would really, really love to see sorted out.
Exactly.
The middle class, by the way, has been totally finished by government, by pending bills.
Yeah.
And when you see a governor who is not interested in people being paid, it is very, very painful. That only people that the governor has
because you also deny
will be paid.
Yeah, you also deny them a good livelihood. Exactly. You know, their kids can't go to school, as you're saying. Maybe
they
are
put
not
in their
able
money
to feed themselves.
Millions of
shillings. Exactly. I know there was actually a proposed bill in Parliament, and I'm sure you're aware about that. That was actually saying that there should be some very defined time on to when a person who has done supplies or worked for government should be paid. I think it was actually
90 days. It's there, by the way, even in BBI.
It is there within BBI.
Even with BBI. Yeah, the 90. I think the first bill was pushed by Moses Kuria.
Moses Kuria, yes.
Yeah, that within 90 days.
You should actually pay a supply or a service provider.
Yes. And it should be tagged to the county's bank account, so that it hits when the exchequer hits the bank account, then the list of those pending bills will be paid by the bank.
True.
Not through this other conventional process.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that made my life really, really difficult.
Yeah.
The helplessness of overseas. and that only the governor can say
who should
will be paid.
Yeah, yeah.
It
can be very frustrating. I think.
Is,
yeah,
and it is very wrong.
Okay.
That's one wrong I would like to
correct. Yeah, can see the passion in you. So you mentioned about BBI. I know it's a good bill. It proposes several changes to our constitution, what we call the Constitution 2010. And one of the proposals therein was that a running mate should be of the opposite gender. So should Kiambu the strongest, if it's a man, then he should pick a female as a running mate, and the vice versa. And at some point I was even wishing that it should actually escalate up to the president, so that where a presidential candidate is female, then they will have to pick a DP who is male.
and vice versa.
And vice versa.
We will get there.
Yeah, we will get there. We will get there. I think that would be a good starting point, so that even what we keep talking about every time, and you actually addressed that a lot as we were starting this conversation, the not more than 2/3 gender rule, it becomes, we realize it becomes achievable, because I think up to where we are now, we're still saying that even the parliament, the National Assembly, is unconstitutional. Because we still don't meet that.
They have not realized that.
They have
and
not
that's why
realized.
they were even supposed to have been dissolved long time ago.
Exactly.
I remember, by the way, we also went to court in 2017.
As a county?
No.
Okay.
After we lost.
Okay.
The women who lost
Uh-huh.
in 2017, we formed an association
Okay.
called the Kenya Women Candidates Association. It is called Kewoka.
Okay.
So if you go to Bunge, you'll find Kewoka, Kenya
Yes.
Women Parliamentarian
Yes.
Association.
So
If
this
you go to
Kewoka.
Senate, you'll find Kewosa, I think so. Kenya Women Senators Association. Now, as we have one, Kenya Women Candidates Association. And I was a pioneer chair.
Okay.
We went to court. We were supported by Kuru. Is it Kuru or FIDA?
Okay.
One of those organizations. We went. And we were saying Parliament should be dissolved.
Yes.
And there was a ruling.
In
we had put the speaker of the two houses.
They were noticed.
Are they called respondents?
Yes.
And now as Kewoka, interested party.
Yes.
Yeah, so 2/3 gender rule has been elusive.
Yeah.
And it is because the men in Parliament have refused or have deliberately ensured that there is no quorum
Yes.
when the bill is on the floor of the House.
Yes.
So to me, BBI has cured that, and I wouldn't want the process to scatter.
Yeah.
For that reason, because what we had given as recommendations to the BBI task force,
Okay.
Walker, has been captured 100%.
Okay. In the proposal.
In the BBI proposal.
Okay.
We had proposed the best loser principle.
Which is actually a very fair thing.
It's very fair.
Yeah. Because then you do away with this complaint that you hear women politicians talk about every now and then, that nominations are given to family, to girlfriends, and name it.
And those who work for the party.
Yeah. So the best loser idea, I think, was a well thought idea, and congratulations.
Yes.
You generated
actually, if you check the Hansard, I'm the one who gave that recommendation, and who are proposing that the IBC Act is reviewed so that, as it is currently,
the party list.
The party list has to be received by IBC.
Yes.
45 days before the election.
Yes.
So
and
we propose that
reason
it should come after the election.
Exactly.
So
or at least after the party primaries.
No.
After election.
After the elections.
Okay.
Yes, because strong leaders lose at the
ballot.
Party, even at the party
primaries. Yeah.
And at the ballot. So if the list is to come after elections, then these strong leaders who have lost there can run as
True.
independent candidate.
True.
You know?
True. And you know, it's actually still
The person with the
political
highest
parties,
number of votes,
Yeah.
then
You
gets
know,
the
it's
nomination.
the Elections Act that had actually tried to bar that party hopping or even becoming an independent candidate, although it came back in 2017, and that is how most people were able to become independent candidates.
Yeah, and
So-
many of them won, including the governor of Laikipia.
Oh yeah,
And-
Derito Mureithi was an
Even
independent
Isiolo, isn't
candidate.
it?
Yes,
Kuti.
yes,
Kuti is independent,
yes,
right?
Yes, yeah.
And even there's an MC in my neighboring ward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alishinda mtu wa-
Na alikuwa
wa
independent.
Jubilee, yes.
Na alikuwa independent. Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
it helps. It
Yeah,
helps. It
yeah.
helps. Yeah. So the person with the highest number of votes
Mm-hmm.
then qualifies
For
and in that,
nomination.
yeah, and in that, then we will have only politicians in the political houses.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw in the last dispensation there were 33 women who were nominated, and I think only 4 ran. So you can imagine it's problematic in itself. It means then these other 30 or 29 were not politicians.
So
they were
from
not
some
interested-
places.
Yes,
Exactly.
they
were
were not
didn't
interested in running, yet they have sat in the assembly for 5 years. It's actually a waste of the
Resources.
opportunity for gender,
Yeah.
for the not more than
Exactly.
gender role.
And I hear you so well, Daktari, because what you're saying is that we shouldn't just be addressing the issue of quantity. Let's address the quality as well.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the interest in politics.
The interest.
Let me tell you, not everybody is interested in politics. It's not an easy field to be.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It
You
isn't.
have run.
I have run twice.
You know
so
what it is.
I
And
know.
you are still running.
Yes.
I know you are the running mate in Nyeri.
Maybe the deputy president candidate in this case.
I tell you.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like to hear more about education because you are an academia, and I know you've actually taught in the university, and you have educated children and educated peers, and even the politicians who gather together with you are educated. Are there specific changes that you would want to see in terms of as far as the education sector is concerned? Are there certain things that you'll be pushing for?
First of all, I'm very excited about the CBC, the competency-based curriculum.
Yes.
Because every year, I think more than 40,000 graduates leave the universities. And out of the 40,000, maybe at most 10% are the ones that get employed in the field that we studied for this.
The white collar jobs.
Yeah. You may call them white collar, but I don't think even the job market is very problematic.
Yeah.
So less than 10% get to work or in the fields where they study. So you find somebody who did engineering and they have looked for a job in the engineering sector for 2-3 years. Then the jobs are not forthcoming, so you find them selling insurance, or you find them as tellers in the bank. So our academic programs, I think, have been problematic because they have not really matched the market demands, the job opportunities with the skills that are imparted in the universities. And I can give you an example. At one point, I was teaching actuarial science students, 4th year.
Okay.
You know, actuarial science is one of the prestigious courses. But I was teaching them the general courses, teaching them entrepreneurship skills. I also have a background in insurance.
Okay.
I even have a side hustle, an insurance agency, which I've run for the last
Most politicians are business people as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so at one point I got really troubled
Okay.
by my students because these are the A students. They're in 4th year. It's their last semester, and they don't seem guided or socially adjusted to the job market. So I was asking, where would you want to work in the first place? I want to work as an actuary. Okay. What does an actuary do? They do maths. And somebody is just plain like that.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to introduce a small unit within the unit I was teaching, where I will encourage them to do role play.
Okay.
So go and research. You actuaries in the bank, what do they do? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And package yourself and do your CV and do
Research,
and respond to this advert that is in this. But I wanted to first of all even know where they came from, the schools they went to, what they got. And I was very, very discouraged because many of them got 430, 420. They went to the big schools.
Those are A students.
A students, they are A students by the way. But there is a serious disconnection. So I would really like to see, and may God give me many years so that I see the products.
Amen.
This was who finished class 4 and now they're waiting to go to grade 5, the CBC. I would really love to see them go through university because if what I have seen recommended as content is what they will progress with to the universities, then I think we will have people who are skilled, socially adjusted, and able to really do, mobilizing resources properly because the resources are in our hands. Yeah, so people just need to use them well. Otherwise, there's a big disconnection between academic grades and performance out there.
Okay.
And what I saw also in this, my bright students, is some form of bitterness with the society. Because many of them never really accepted their grades. Say, no, me, I know I never missed any. So according to them, they should have gotten 450
out of 500. Okay.
And then somebody got 399. So you see, a lot of bitterness with life, and they carry it on. Especially the young, the boy child.
The boy child. The boy child,
And they seem very, very bitter with the society.
That actually takes us to a point that I would like to raise with you and really get to understand from you as a mother. And I am a mother too. In central Kenya, because I come from Nyeri, you come from Kiambu, there seems to be a problem with the boy child. We have either, really forgotten about them, or nobody seems to really understand what the problem is with these men. And to me, because it's something that I've really thought about, it's not even the boys. It's the boys and the ones who are graduating from boys to men.
And
what is the problem, Dr. Annie? What is the problem? And what should we do about this as a mother and as a leader person?
The problem is systemic.
It's systemic.
It's in the system. And it starts, the system starts with the household. So you go to these households, including middle class, high-end, low class, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
These households, even if there is a father, 90% of the father figures are not father figures in the houses. Women, I think, there's a stereotype that Beijing really opened us up. And therefore women are very, very conscious about themselves, their space, and they are very determined to succeed wherever they are.
Okay.
That's why you find a woman with 4 chamas. So every other day, anatoa Anakula.
Na narudisha.
Anakula. Men don't have that.
Okay.
So what happens is now women are so their esteems are high in the houses. Men are not. Men will not go out to socialize with the men friends. They can only go to drink, and when they go to drink, they are so scared of their wives calling. Go happy, you know. So from the household, there is disconnection, and the man is not able to be the man because the women are very strong. So the women now tend to influence their boys stronger than their fathers. And then the fathers tend to retreat. They tend to withdraw. Even if they are of middle class, they have big cars.
Yeah.
You will find them
not so present.
Not so present.
Okay.
Even emotionally. They may be physically present. Even emotionally. You will find unless the woman reminds him, you know, Kijana is in class 8. So it's like he's supposed to be going to
so it's like the boys are also lacking mentorship. Yeah.
And these fathers are not wakalis like our dads. We used to see Mzee coming in. Even if you have not missed, you start evaluating teachers.
Yes.
Yeah, so that is what has happened. So it moves from the household, goes to the neighbor. So the men they all have the same characteristics. Women are stronger. Women we are not buying big cars, and men are like, you know, there's a time when a woman could not buy a car. We get good jobs, we become big ministers like me, and even men you sit with in cabinet are like,
why?
They have a boy child problem. I remember the Minister of Infrastructure and then the Minister of Gender is a man. Who should be where?
Exactly. Maybe they felt we should be the gender minister.
We have a big issue. And let me tell you, I want to comment Waitito for. Do you remember that Kasoba program?
Yes. It was highly publicized. I remember it was highly
publicized. But let me tell you, the transformative impact that program had. Okay, it had its weaknesses. As far as just following the law is concerned. Because there's nothing wrong with running a program. It's just that it was not budgeted for, and there were also very many very many leakages
to address that problem
immediately. Yeah, and I'm telling you, he did. Because every ward there was mobilization. Anybody who is found in the Mutaro, unachukuliwa, unapelekwa class kwanza. Then afternoon unaenda job. And in the evening or at the end of the week, you are paid. You know, so we got.
So it worked like a rehab. It was like a rehabilitation program.
It was a rehabilitation program, and it targeted the boy child. In fact, let me tell you, in my gender space, I've never seen a male gender program. I saw it with Babaya. They were able to be mobilized very well. Many of them started building their esteems, and at the end of 3 months, I personally took it upon myself. Despite the fact that I was the CC for roads, I mobilized the CCs. We formed a caucus to ensure that this 5,000, mostly young men, don't go back to the streets. So we enroll them in the polytechnics. And by the way, if you go to the Ministry of Education, you will see in 2018, Kiambu had the highest number of enrollment in the polytechnics. So all of them went to school. And today, there are several success stories. Several success stories. So if we can have similar programs, if we can have similar programs that are budgeted well, and within the law. To me, that was really awesome. It was a beautiful way of dealing with the boy-child issue sustainably, and because they were maintained at their local levels, so they were able to populate the polytechnics there. Many of them were able to start to businesses around their homes, and there were improvements in the livelihoods. So it was fought and it was used very badly. It is one of the things that Waitito's deputy governor, who is the current governor, used to kick him out. But now he has nothing to offer, really nothing, to those very many
the same boys
who are being supported by the county. You know, I wish there was recommendation for bursaries now for them to advance, but now abandoning them and killing the program.
They still go back to the
they
bad,
will still go back to that.
to the bad behaviors.
So people-centered development is very, very important. And I really pray to God that I get an opportunity again to be in that county of Kiambu, so that all the good things
and the innovations that you have,
yes, they are improved. All the opportunities are escalated so that they lead to transformation.
Okay. So all the best, Dr. We wish you the very best. Looking forward to seeing you on that seat, you know. I know you have serious capacity, as you have demonstrated in the past, and we wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Continue supporting us. I don't want to run for governor because I can't afford 300 million. So I am ready to be the most suitable DG of the governor that Kiambu will get.
True.
Yes, and I'm offering myself to support the governor and not fight the governor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wishing you all the best.
Thank you very much.